You know that 96,000 people move to Las Vegas every single year? The question is why? Well, due to the Fed's interest rate hikes have increased the cost of living for many Americans across the country. Americans are now looking to relocate to Las Vegas because of no state income tax, low unemployment, low cost of living, and affordability for housing. We're also the entertainment capital of the world. So if you are thinking about relocating to Las Vegas, we would like to offer you a free Southern Nevada market report and a relocation guide. All you have to do is click on that link below to claim yours today. Hi Chakits, I have been following you and watching your YouTube channel for years.
I have decided to finally relocate to Las Vegas and want to start a new chapter in my life. I know you're the perfect realtor to help guide me to find my next dream home. I am looking for a modern kitchen, large backyard with a pool and a golf course community.
My name is Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, a licensed real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I help buyers like this all the time. So if you're looking for a licensed professional, give us a call at 702-319-1092 or visit lvhomeexperts.com. Buying a home starts here. Is your credit score holding you back from purchasing a home? GC Credit Coaches is a repair company that's made easy. Their goal is to challenge and remove all negative errors that hurt your credit score. On average, GC clients see about 10.2 negative items removed over 4 months. Start improving your credit score today with a simple 2-minute online enrollment for a free consultation and a complete credit audit. GC Credit Coaches offers competitive monthly pricing, no contracts, no hidden fees, and the service stops once you are satisfied. GC Credit Coaches removes inquiries, collections, charge-off bankruptcies, and repossessions. Don't forget to visit gccreditcoaches.com.
Attention contractors, remodelers, and homeowners. Is your renovation becoming a pain in the glass? Here at Glass Vegas, we take care of all of your glass needs, from a broken window to custom shower doors, mirrors, wine enclosures, storefronts, railings, and much more. We can even help you with new or replacement thermally broken windows. We're a full-service, woman-owned glass company that provides unparalleled workmanship, excellent communication, and great customer service. Glass Vegas, we do glass with class.
And projects backed by our 20 years of experience, whether it's a closet, pantry, garage storage, floor coatings, entertainment center, laundry room, home office, custom and projects backed by our 20 years of experience, whether it's a closet, pantry, garage storage, floor coatings, entertainment center, laundry room, home office, custom bookcases, and window coverings. Closets Las Vegas will give you the look and feel you want in your home. Please contact me, Pat, for your free consultation, and don't forget to ask about 0% financing for 18 months. I look forward to working with you.
All right, guys, welcome to the LV Home Experts podcast. Today, we're going to be just talking about real estate and what's going on with Joey Andron with Simply Vegas, part of the CKG group. What's going on, buddy?
Not much, man.
Not much, man. What's cracking?
Gosh, just busy as always, just running crazy, man.
All right, well, tell everybody what's going on, man. 'Cause it's a whole different market now.
It is.
2023 was very unique, but then Fed's talked about, dropping the rates. Everybody's coming out the woodworks, and we know that around, fourth quarter gets a little bit slow. Mm-hmm. After, coming out of the fourth quarter, things are starting to turn around. It's kind of weird. Like, I feel like we're starting to get a lot of buyers for some reason.
Yeah. I have to say, November 1st,
yeah,
we hit the brakes. Mm-hmm. Like, it was a little scary. I have to say, yeah, because you're running so fast and so hard throughout the entire year, and then you come into the holiday season, and it creeps up on you so pretty quickly. November 1st was really slow, and then right after Thanksgiving, things started to really pick up again. I think it was because the rate adjustment, came down from high 7s to I think just below 6 in some cases. So a lot of buyers just got off the sideline and a lot of activity.
I felt like what you're saying is I felt like there was so much pent up demand at this point because all those buyers are kind of holding off just to kind of get past the holidays because obviously they're spending their money somewhere else. And another thing I've noticed is that tax season's around the corner, and a lot of times what people would do is take their tax money, right? Their
Get that
tax
big
returns,
refund check.
Exactly, and they'll go into the marketplace, and they will use that as a down payment. So,
yeah, I mean, what we're seeing right now is a really big push into new homes. These home builders are making it so attractive with their closing costs. I mean, we're seeing upwards of 6% towards closing costs and rate buy downs, at 4.99. Some are 3-2-1 buy downs and some are 30-year fixed, just depending on the builder. So I think they're really incentivizing buyers to get back into the market and, take advantage of it.
So you're saying the new homes right now is moving a lot quicker or more favorable to the buyer than resale homes right now?
In my experience right now, yeah. That's what I'm seeing. And I've been with my buyers, like especially in that $400,000 price range, which we had this conversation the other day. I mean, we were out, my buyer and I was working with him for about 30 days and we were in 4 highest and best situations. And his price point was between 400 and 435. We lost out on 3 of them, got one, and then fell out of contract, tried to get another one. And it's just been, it's been a battle. So anybody who's in that price range is quite challenging. So if you could find an opportunity in the new home sector, then it makes things a lot easier.
You said that you had multiple offers, you got beat out a couple times, especially at the price point that you're at. What made you, or how did you actually get your client to get that offer accepted? I mean, with the challenging market at that price point.
We had to come above list price.
Really?
Yeah. So
we're back to above list price days.
We are. So we came in, I want to say about, it was just under 9,000 above list price.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if the home doesn't appraise? Like, I mean, how does that work? I mean, don't you factor that in when you're submitting an offer at that price
We
point?
do. So luckily my client was putting about 50% down.
Okay.
So we had an appraisal waiver. So it wasn't required for that property. But yeah, to your point, if they are bidding above, they have to keep that in mind that they're going to have to fill that gap.
So for the audience, okay, if you guys are doing financing, right, you got to get approved with the lender, and the lender will get an appraisal done to the property. But as you mentioned, your buyer was able to waive it because they're putting, 50% down?
They're putting down 50%, yeah.
Okay. Do a lot of lenders do that and waive it?
They do if you're putting that much down. It doesn't require because the amount financed is way below the market value.
Okay. And he was willing to come up $9,000 more.
He was. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe you got it. Especially at that price point, man. It is tough.
It's tough. So the most recent one that we put under contract, I did a deal with this agent last year. So we were familiar with one another, and, we came in above and she was like, you know what, I'm not going to do the highest and best. Let's just get the deal done. So we went into contract, and while we were there for 2 days, we went there to see the property, and it was a revolving door. We went back after we had it in contract, and there were cars literally like on the street, people waiting to get into the house. And this one was located right off Fort Apache in the Southwest.
Okay.
So right by Wet and Wild.
Wow. So it was in high demand. You guys are already on a contract. You still got people going there. That's crazy. Even though it's already under contract, you still have buyers wanting to go look at the property and writing backup offers.
Yes.
That's insane.
It's incredible.
So I want to go back to the relationships, because I don't think the viewers don't understand how important it is to work with an agent that actually has a relationship with a bunch of real estate agents out here, because within our community, right, it's such a small little niche of real estate agents. And I've been doing this now about 13 years. I know who are all the major players at this point, right?
Yeah.
And it's almost like high school all over again, right? You got to be in that certain circle, right? So explain why and how relationships are very important, and how does that actually benefit your client?
Well, we have 15,000 real estate agents in Las Vegas. So, there's a lot of new agents. So you want to make sure that with every transaction, every buyer that you're representing, that you actually have an agent on the other side that knows what they're doing, So, and I'm not saying anything bad about the real estate agents out there, but, it's a process, and you have to understand your buyer. You have to understand the lending practices. You have to understand pre-approvals and everything that goes along with the transaction. If you have somebody who's inexperienced, even though they're bidding above, list price, but they're not aware of that appraisal issue, the deal can fall out, and that could be a waste of time for that listing agent. But just knowing that you're professional and you can actually get the deal closed when it's supposed to close goes a long way.
So just because you submit a high offer, it doesn't mean that your offer will always get accepted, because the agent, like you said, knows that the home won't appraise, but it's how you structure the deal. And also, if the agent knows that and feels that they have confidence in you to get the deal done, how the contract is written, they're probably going to end up going with you because they've done this in the past with you. Because the last thing that they want is to go under contract with their seller and the deal falls apart, because it doesn't make you look bad. It makes the listing agent look bad.
Exactly.
Right?
And it's funny enough, the last deal that I did with this listing agent, it was a highest and best situation.
Okay.
And I didn't force, but I basically just kind of, made it in a way to where she accepted the offer.
So at that point, she was like, I'm just going to work with this guy. He's good.
Yeah. I mean, and that's it,
Yeah.
And I go in the same way. If I have a listing and I know the listing or the buyer's agent on the other end, and I know that they're professional, they're going to get the deal done, of course, I'm going to push to get their offer accepted.
Do you think that's a unfair advantage to the other buyers and other agents?
Well, I mean, it's all how it's presented, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to present all offers, right? But if there's one more favorable, and I feel strongly, because to my discretion, to the listing agent's discretion, to explain that to the seller, who they feel most comfortable with, based on, the offer and the experience.
So it sounds like the listing agent could actually really control the narrative when they present the offer to their client.
Oh, 100%.
Basically. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why relationships are so important in this industry, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes a long way. I mean, we're in the people business.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that do a lot of deals, and it doesn't mean that they're good either, right? You can be a top producer. It doesn't mean that they're going to call you back, that they're going to submit the disclosures on time, that they're going to get the deal closed on time, right? So you might not even want to deal with that person because of that.
Also, I just want to say congratulations for your top 10 of Inspirada.
Oh, thanks, man.
So kind of explain that award and how hard is it to get, because not everybody can get top 10 agent in Inspirada.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's based on new home sales.
Yeah.
So they basically look at all the agents that sell homes in that area and, basically give you a ranking 1 through 10. So, so we sold a lot of homes there last year. So number 6, and congratulations to you, because you're number 7. Number 7. And then, but I mean, that seems pretty consistent, right? Year over year. So, I mean, I love Inspirada, obviously, because I live there. Yeah. But I bring a lot of clients out there because of the master plan and everything, all the development that's coming. And that's already there, actually.
So what is it about Inspirada that is so attractive right now, right? Because there's really only a few master plan communities out there that is kind of making its way, right? Obviously, we have SUMMERLIN. Inspirada is like the next SUMMERLIN. You've got Kyle Canyon, right? Then you have Sky Canyon. You got Cadence. What sets Inspirada apart, and why is it like more desirable than other master plan communities?
That's a great question. Well, number one, price point for what you get.
Yeah.
So if you compare it to SUMMERLIN, you're going to be at a lower price per square foot, and you're going to get the same size home.
Yeah.
So you can buy a brand new tri-point home there for $800,000.
800,000.
3,000 square feet, over 3,000 square feet, or you
Yeah.
can buy that same home in SUMMERLIN for $1.5 million.
Yeah.
Right. But what's really nice about Inspirada is the walkability. Right. There's parks and pools and recreation, right outside your doorstep. Doesn't matter where you're at in the master plan. You can literally be at a park or a pool in 5 minutes. And right now there's about 18,000 residents that live in Inspirada, and they have another about 5 to 7 to 8 years of building. But there's a lot of infrastructure that's happening right now. Haas Automation, which is like a big manufacturing facility. Yeah. It's 4.3 million square feet, and it's going to employ 2,500 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Then they also have the Durango Station, which they're building in Inspirada. That's going to be breaking ground next year. And there's more commercial space that's happening, right? Kind of something like the district in Green Valley.
Yeah.
That's going to happen more over by the M, but there's a lot of infrastructure. So there's a big buzz because once all that happens, prices are going to go up even more, right?
Yeah.
But when I have a conversation with my clients and they're always trying to compare whether I live in SUMMERLIN or in Inspirada or Henderson, Inspirada is located in such a unique place because it's in West Henderson, right off of the 15. You can take a straight shot if you travel back and forth to California.
Yeah.
But if you want to go out to Lake Mead or Lake Las Vegas or the Strip, you're kind of like at that middle point, right?
Yeah.
And you can shoot out to the Southwest or even SUMMERLIN, right? So you're in that middle point. If you were in SUMMERLIN and you wanted to go out to Lake Las Vegas, it's a 45-minute trip, right? So you can really cut your drive time in half.
And what are some of the builders out there right now?
You have Toll Brothers, KB are pretty much the predominant ones.
Yeah.
Tri-Point's still building, but they're running out of land. Toll Brothers, after Amiata, only has one more tract of land that they're going to be building right next to Distill, which is a new bar that they just opened up.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same product, Amiata, right next door.
Okay.
And then Tri-Point doesn't have anything else at the moment. Yeah, so they're building their last Vela was just closed out. I think they have 3 or 4 homes left.
Yeah.
And then Highline, which is their townhome community. Once they wrap that up, they don't really have any other land. So KB owns the bulk of it.
Oh, wow. I noticed Lennar got out there too as well.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
Right.
I drove there. I was like, damn, Lennar's out here? They made it out here?
Yeah, I actually just forgot about them because they don't have like a big buzz around their community.
Yeah.
You know, so they might have an expansion on what they're building right now. But as far as I know it, I think they might just have the Luca product or neighborhood.
And I want to go back to the community because I notice every time I go there, for me, it feels like more of a family community. And what I was told is like the schools there are a lot better. Now, I don't have kids. I don't know. But, you know, all the parents that do their research, they tell me like, hey, you know, the elementaries here are a lot better.
Yeah.
And it's more like a family type of community that I notice.
It is. And I mean, anytime that, you know, a school district puts in a new school, you're going to get the best. Of the best, right? So you have Ellis, and then you have Pinecrest, which is a charter school.
Okay.
There's no tuition, but there is a wait list. You have to apply to get in.
Oh, wow.
And then there's Sloan, which is another school just outside of the master plan. But from what I heard, they have 2 more elementary schools and a middle school that are going to be added to the master plan in the next 2 years.
Well, they're probably going to need it when they have over 30,000 residents over there, which is kind of crazy to me.
Because right now they're doing a lot of rezoning. I know for this school year. I know last year a lot of people were pretty upset because they went to Ellis and then they were getting, you know, redirected through like an Anthem and other areas.
And what's the median price point to get into that area?
For single family home,
Yeah.
you're going to be looking right around 500. I would say
500.
low, like high 4s, 500,000. You know, KB dominates out there, and they're building their townhome product, and they just keep rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Right. And that product there, you can get it to around, you know, low 4s to mid 400s.
But there's like a waiting list, and what's crazy, it's like a lot of people think you can go out there and buy a piece of dirt, start picking your floor plan, but it does not work that way out there.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, a lot of the home builders are spec building now.
Yeah.
Just to keep that construction thing going.
Moving along,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I met with the sales manager for KB, and she said that they're really trying to give people the opportunity to pick their selections because that's what they base their model on. But it's just easy for them to build, you know. They shortened their build time. They used to be 8 to 9 months, up to 10 months, right, through COVID, and now they're back down between 5 and 6 months.
That's pretty fast to build a home.
It's pretty quick, but prices are going to continue to go up.
Why?
And we have no control over that because the land cost is so high. So for an acre out there, they're paying between $400,000 and $600,000 an acre.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's
so
unreal.
a lot of people when they come to Las Vegas and they think that we have all of this land and they want to make, you know, they're like, oh my God, I should have an acre of land or I should have a huge backyard. Well, the land is expensive no matter where you go, especially in these master plans. So they have to maximize the amount of homes that they could put so they can actually make money, right? And that's why you see like in SUMMERLIN, you have Woodside Homes, I think KB is also building they're going to be building a 3-story product.
Yeah.
Right. But you see a lot of these homes going vertical. They're getting like 1,800 square feet, 3 stories.
Oh, wow.
You know, just because they need to stack so many homes to make it, you know, financially feasible.
Now, I want to go back to if somebody does want to, you know, buy an acre of land or just want a bigger lot, it's 1/4 of an acre, let's just say. Where do you go for something like that here?
Man, you know, like in that Lone Mountain area, you could probably still pick something up, like a single lot. But even out there, I mean, they're doing a lot of development. You know, these custom home builders are picking them up. So it might not be a choice lot, but you can find the dirt, or you're gonna have to go out to, you know, east side of Henderson, the older part of Henderson, like maybe that's that in between by Cadence and the 595 area, or west, or excuse me, south of that, like by Boulder.
Okay.
Boulder City.
Now, where would you say is another great master plan community that people should be looking at if they realize they can't get into Inspirada because pricing is a little bit too high, the wait list is just too long?
Yeah, I guess it comes down to location, where they want to be. You know, the Northwest is expanding like crazy. You know, the Sky Canyon completely sold out. Well, Toll Brothers they're still building a few more homes up there, but for the most part, they're sold out. I don't think they're starting anything new. So they pushed to Kyle Canyon,
which is kind of crazy because you're like the last house.
That's like the final frontier out there.
But you know what? Some clients, they like it out there because it's just so quiet, and it really just comes down to your lifestyle and what you're really looking for, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really mind it out there. When I show homes out there, it's actually kind of nice. You know, Sky Canyon's really nice. They have that big community center, which is really cool. And then you're only, I would say, 30 minutes max from your door to Lee Canyon.
I think one of the big problems that we have as agents, you know, a lot of people watch online that they want to always be close to the strip. But I always tell them, like, dude, like, once you move into your neighborhood, your community, and your surrounding areas, that's where you're going to do most of your hanging out, you know, grocery shopping. I mean, that's your lifestyle is going to be out there because what you're buying out here is a lifestyle.
Right.
And I always tell people that. And I always, you know, revert back to them and say, hey, where do you currently live? Tell me about your lifestyle, right? Tell me the type of neighborhood. Tell me the environment. Then we can kind of pair that with what we have out here.
Right.
And I feel like that works because everybody always uses Las Vegas Strip as a barometer.
Sure.
I want to be close to the Strip. Like, and I ask them, like, how long is your commute? 45 minutes. I'm like, dude, no matter where you live here, it ain't going to take you 45 minutes to get to the center of the Strip.
Yeah.
Right? No matter if you live in east, west, south, north, you can get to the Strip within like 42 minutes.
Yeah. Easily. Even shorter sometimes. I mean, so when I show houses in Sky Canyon, and I'm living in Inspirada, it's about 35 miles. I could be there in 35 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, you just hit the highway, and the beltways are pretty smooth, and it just whips you around. So it doesn't matter where you are. You're in close proximity to everything.
Now, disclosure, right now they're doing a lot of construction on the 15 right next to Tropicana, so you're going to be stuck.
Dude,
right?
that is a nightmare. But I heard Dean Martin, that exit's going to be opening up here in the next month or so.
I mean, we'll see. Because there's so many people moving to Las Vegas. It's crazy. Like, I remember when you could drive down the freeway and it wouldn't be a bumper to bumper. However, I still have people from California. They'll come out here. We'll be stuck in traffic. I'm complaining. They're like, bro, this ain't nothing. You tripping.
Nothing, right?
Dude, this is easy. But we get so used to our environment and we get comfortable, right?
Sure.
But I think they're widening things up and, you know, they're creating more exits and stuff like that. So it's all for the good. But obviously, we have to go through the pain.
Yeah,
to get
the
to
growing
the
pains.
Exactly.
Yeah. I remember when I moved out here in 2013 and I stayed on the SUMMERLIN side, and I would borrow my buddy's car, and I would go down and hit the Strip, and I was like, wow. I was like, this is amazing. I was just cruising on the 215. You could see like 6 cars. On a Saturday afternoon. It was like, what is going on, man? It was like the promised land, dude. It's like no traffic, easy sailing. Now I'm driving on the 215 from Summerlin heading back to Henderson. I'm seeing the traffic coming the opposite way, and I'm like, damn, dude, it's gonna start getting wild, man. I mean, the highways flow well, but it's gonna start bottlenecking pretty bad.
So when we talk about traffic, okay, I want to talk about times of traffic here. When do we have traffic? Because I don't really catch traffic because I don't start my day until 10. Yeah. So when I'm coming to the office, I'm coasting it, right? Yeah. And I'm going the opposite direction of traffic. So when does traffic actually start?
Coming from the Henderson, and I wonder where these people are coming from. That's the thing, right? Like, where do they work? It's not like there's like a downtown in the Henderson side, on the east side, but apparently they're all coming from somewhere and they're going west. And that happens like around 3:30, like 4-ish, maybe 3:34, and then it lasts to about 6:15.
But now also people need to know there's only certain areas where it gets bottleneck and it loosens up. So like, let me give you an example. Like right off the 15 and the 215, it will get bottlenecked there. It will just loosen up. Then when you go around the Beltway, around Flamingo and the 215, then that bottles up, right? Then if you go to like the 95 and the 215, that gets bottled up. So it's just like certain little locations. It's kind of weird, man.
Yeah, it's like the little interchanges.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
People freak out. They don't know where they're going. They start pumping the brakes, right? Yeah, but I mean, with everything going on in this city, I mean, like you said, we have to go through the growing pains. And then once it's done, it's hopefully done.
What is the attraction to Las Vegas?
God, I mean, I think there's an attraction on so many levels, right? Lifestyle, I think, is one. You know, you can really do so much in this city. You know, if you love the outdoors, you have, just to name a few, you have Red Rock National Park, Mount Charleston, Lee Canyon, hiking, snowboarding, a lot of cycling. You go to Lake Mead, but you know, just as like an everyday, you know, my wife and I talk about it all the time. When we lived in Miami, it was, I mean, you're hustling, you know what I mean? Like you're fighting for you're fighting traffic, you're fighting for parking on Miami Beach. You know, you're constantly like in a rat race trying to get somewhere and you're always caught up. Here, I think it's just you're a little bit more relaxed. You know, you could just kind of cruise around, get to where you need to be a lot easier. And that says a lot, you know, for me, at least for my lifestyle. But there's just so many cool things that you can do off the strip and on the strip. You know, a lot of locals, they don't like to go to the strip, or they say they don't. You know, I go to the strip all the time. You know, my wife and I are always out going to dinner and, you know, partying with friends and things like that.
Now, one thing I do love about Las Vegas, it's on the fly. Like, you can literally go to a hockey game just like that.
Yeah.
Like a football game. You called me, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. He's like, yo, you want to go to a football game? But obviously I was working. I was busy. I said no. But, you know, like I just literally got some tickets to go watch Joe Coy, which is a comedian. And what I'm saying is that there's so many different acts that are coming and going where there's always a different show.
Always.
Entertainment is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And another thing that we've never talked about, and I'm not a food kind of guy. I just eat because I'm hungry. Let's talk about the food scene because you know more about food than I do.
Yeah.
Right? Restaurants, okay? I have a budget. And I ain't there yet.
I should have a budget because I look at my credit card statement and I'm like, babe, we need to tighten the belt. I'm like, we're going to stay in for the next month or so, right? Yeah, I mean, food. I mean, there's so many great restaurants, man. Like, I mean, you think about it. This is like world-class entertainment, world-class restaurants, right? And I actually have a funny story for you. This is actually good. So, wherever you want to go on the strip, you have 5-star chef, you have 5-star Michelin chefs, right? But the cool thing is, like, once they get burned out from the hotel work scene, they break off and they open up their own restaurants in these little strip malls. So you can literally pull into a strip mall and have the most amazing cuisine. You know what I mean? Not at strip prices either, right? But you know, there's just so much to explore. You can live here, you know, for 20, 30 years and not hit all the best restaurants. You know, I mean, it's because there's just so much to do. But funny story, a friend of mine came into town and she was like, hey, look, I want you to meet my friends that live here. I think you guys would click and you guys live nearby. They live in Southern Highlands. She's like, come over when you have some free time. So I was in between working and picking up my kids. So I was like, look, I'm like, you know, I could stop over for a few minutes. Give me the address. So she sends me the address. It's in Southern Highlands. And she's like, hey, I left your name at the gate. Just say Todd English. And I was like,
Todd English? Todd
English. I'm like thinking, because back in Miami, she had a friend that was, they call them English John. And I was like, it didn't click, right? And I pull up to the house. I'm like, hey, what's up? You know? And she's like, yeah, come inside. We're about to have lunch. And I go inside. Freaking Todd English.
Oh, wow.
The chef, bro. We go to his house. He's there cooking up a storm, dude. Like, I mean, 5-course. I mean, it was absolutely incredible, man.
Crazy.
And so I got to meet him and his wife, they were so cool. And he's starting his own sake line. So he had a bunch of sake out and he was sampling and, you know, he were pouring, drinking sake and just eating food. And dude, it was the coolest thing, man. It was just like one of those things, just stumble upon, introduction, like.
So are you selling him a house?
Funny you should say that, because his wife said they want to buy another house. They own a Blue Heron in Southern Highlands. And they want to buy another one, like 3-4 million.
Oh, nice.
So he and I are going to play some golf when he gets back into town, and hopefully lock it up.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
So you're going to buy another one, and you're going to take that sale.
So they want to keep that one. They want to rent it out, and then they just want to buy something else. So I was pitching them over here at McDonald Highlands.
Okay.
So we might start there.
Where's this neighborhood again?
I forgot the name of their neighborhood, but it's, remember the open house that we went to in Southern Highlands? You did a video. It has a beautiful pool in the backyard, big backyard. The really cool half bath that you did. It's in there. It's on that side.
Oh, are you talking about the Bluffs?
I think so. It's single story. Well, they look like single stories from the front.
Tri-level?
Yeah.
Oh, those are so beautiful.
So nice, yeah.
Dude, I remember I had a client I picked up once. He was like some super rich guy. Like I just like met him for the first time, right? This is a crazy story. And remember when I had my black BMW?
Yeah.
So this guy jumps in the car, and I was kind of irritated. I was like, dude, this guy's like 15 minutes late. I'm sitting here valet waiting on him. And he goes, hey, nice car, man. How much you pay for it? I was like $170,000. He goes, yeah, I just lost that in 15 minutes. And that's why he was late. So I was like, wait, what? He's like, yes, the Bellagio always flies me out here, and they give me a marker, and I play millions of dollars. And he's like, I want to go look at this Blue Heron home he was talking about. So I took him over to the Bluffs. As soon as we walked in, 15 minutes of walking around, he goes, I'll take it.
Like,
and
come
I was
again?
like,
come again?
Wait, what? And he's like, yeah, I'll take it. Take me back to the hotel. Put together the contract. Took him back to the hotel. Put together the contract. And we bought a Blue Heron home.
That easy.
That easy.
That easy.
But after that, we just became friends. And now, like, every once in a while, he'll send me, like, pictures. Like, every 2 months, he'll get, like, a new Lambo or
is this a gamer guy?
No, this is another guy.
Okay.
I couldn't believe it. Matter of fact, the gamer guy was talking today. He just got a brand new, what's that Rolls Royce? The one with the, it's kind of like the wagon. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's it called? George, you know what it's called? Is it called like a Continental or something? I don't know anything about Rolls Royces.
It has like the stars and stuff in the inside.
Yeah, but it's like a big body, but it's like an SUV. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that's Coolion. Is that what it's called? See,
is it?
I don't even know.
I've seen a few of those on Instagram murdered out. Those things are so bad.
It was so sick. He said he just bought it. Somebody rear-ended him. He sent me the pictures. I was like, dude, I was so sick for him. But he's like, it's going to get another one. I'm like, you freaking bastard.
Man, some guys just got it good.
Yeah,
like
I know.
That, right?
It is what it is. Maybe I should start playing some video games. Going back to real estate, have you been having any other challenges in the marketplace? Like, give me the insight. Give me the dirt. Like, what's really going on?
The dirt, I think the struggle is, it's always, educating the buyers, you know, and because so many people are glued to the TV or they watch the news, and, every market is different. So it's really just a matter of educating the buyers. And our job, as as real estate agents, we have to set our clients up for success. And the challenge becomes competing with the messages that they're receiving from the pundits on TV. Yeah. The market's going to crash. Don't buy a TV, or don't buy a TV. Don't buy a house now. Wait until 2025. All this stuff. And everyone's situation is different, and when you're trying to combat that and say, look, you're trying to get into a house in the next 30, 60, 90 days, or maybe it's, a year from now, this is what you need to expect with the Las Vegas market. It's really just educating the buyer and overcoming those objections, because even though the rates might be high in some aspect, they have come down, but there are so many really good deals out there right now with the home builders. And, we have seen the resale market is starting to fluctuate. Price corrections are coming, right? We see that a lot, but not every seller can offer a seller concession, because they're all looking to net. Nobody really wants to lose when they sell their house, or they need to sell that and buy something else, right? But with the home builders right now, they are either offering major closing cost incentives, or they're buying down the interest rate to where it actually makes sense. And with standing inventory, a lot of the cases, we're able to negotiate off of that list price. You know, so just being able to educate people saying, hey, look, there's still movement in this market. And if nobody has a crystal ball, even if you wait until the end of the year, if rates did drop like they say they were, because they said they're going to have it started off at 4 rate drops. Then they said 6, but then they paused. So nobody knows what the heck the Fed's going to do, right? You have to look at what the opportunities are in front of you and make the best decision, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of really being able to educate people in a way to where you're coming from a good place and you're not trying to sound salesy. It's just like, hey, look, you know, these are the best deals. And I think that you should take a serious look at these, right? That's been, I think, my biggest challenge in a sense to where you're coming from a good place and you just want to get the best deal for them, but you really need to change that mindset of the buyer and say, look, you know, it's got to make sense for you, but you really got to take advantage, because once the rates do come down and more people get into the marketplace, home builders are not flexible on price. They're not buying down the interest rate, and they're not giving you any closing costs. And then what happens? You start bidding on lot premiums, and you start that whole wait list thing again. You know what I mean? So it's hard to time the market. You just have to get in when you can and take advantage of the opportunities.
So if it makes sense for you, move forward, basically.
Exactly. So, and that's been my biggest challenge. Now, going back to the resale, I did have to put in a lot of legwork with my client to try to get him in, because we were in that highest and best, and it's a terrible place to be. Nobody wants to, you know, start bidding blindly and overpay for a property if they don't have to, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna start seeing those situations become a little bit more frequent. You know, especially in that $400,000 price range.
Which is kind of crazy to me, but you know, when I look at the 1 million to 2 million range, that is also moving. Like I literally had a listing at 1.5 before we even hit the market. We got $100,000, all right, over the seller's asking price.
Yeah, that was wild.
But it was a unicorn property though, right? Section 10, fully renovated, top tier quality materials, right? Single story. You know, it had a pool. I mean, it literally had everything. It was like a quarter of an acre. Like, again, it's like when you find those type of properties, those opportunities are not there. And once that opportunity is gone, it's gone.
Right.
Right. It's not like a track built home.
Yeah. And that's what I try to convey to my clients too. You know, it's, if the house is nice and it's priced right, it's not gonna last. You know, a lot of these homes that we were going after, they were listed that same day. Yeah. And we were in highest and best, 5 offers, right? 6 offers. So you have to keep that in mind, especially in choice locations. That's why I think going the new home route is better, because in most cases you're not fighting. You have to act quick.
Sometimes you do though.
Yeah.
Depending on the location for the new homes.
Right. And so you really have to, you can't, there's no time to think about it. It's like, this is the opportunity, the location you like, checks all the boxes, or at least 7 out of 10, pull the trigger. So if you don't, it's gone.
Yeah.
And then you have to wait for another inventory home to come back online.
And the price is going to be completely different.
Right.
Now, where can I even buy a home for $400,000?
Resale?
No, brand new.
Brand new. Well, so you're going to be looking at a townhome product.
Yeah.
You know, I would say out on the east side of town, Beezer has, I think it's Railroad Pass or somewhere around there. Yeah. Anywhere on the east side of the 595, you'll be able to find homes in the 400s or maybe townhomes in the 400s. If you actually single family home, DR Horton has single family homes up in Aliante. You can get a single family home, single story, 4-bedroom for around $435.
But also, by going that low, you also have to take a look at the location, because now you have to sacrifice something, right? So is it now that you're going to get a brand new home, but the location may not be top tier versus getting a home that's 15 years old, but you're in A-class area, right, with all the amenities, easier to commute and all that stuff, right? So I think people need to really look at this stuff.
Yeah, and that's just the nature of it, you know. That's not going to stop happening, you know. So where is land least expensive? On the outskirts.
Yeah.
You know, so when you're in the inner city and you're in the master plan and a new development, you know, you're going to be paying at a much higher price per square foot. So, and that's where a lot of people kind of weigh out, you know, people are diehard, they have to be in Summerlin, you know, so what's the sacrifice? What's the trade-off? A smaller home that's going to be the same price as a larger home in Henderson, right? So they sacrifice the size of home for the location.
York, do we have any comments on there? Not really? Ain't nobody watching today? If you guys have any questions, go ahead and shoot out a question here. We've got probably about like 15 more minutes, and we're going to wrap this thing up. So,
but you know, what's really exciting?
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if you saw, well, I'm a part of like a bunch of Facebook groups and stuff, especially the Inspirada group.
Yeah.
And, you know, the Tropicana Hotel is set to be gone.
It's going to be that baseball thing, right?
Yeah, they're closing it. And a lot of people are upset about it.
Why?
That's
they got to get rid of that shit.
I know. And I'm commenting, I'm like, please comment the last time that you ever stepped foot in the Tropicana. Like, who goes there, right? Like,
that place feels like an ashtray.
Dude, it's going to be gone. And the renderings for that ballpark it's absolutely incredible. And I was having this conversation with Chance yesterday. Like, think about this. You're staying at the MGM, you're staying at Mandalay Bay, New York, or any of those hotels in that area. You can walk to a Golden Knights game. You can walk to a baseball game.
Yeah.
You can essentially walk to the Raiders game. I mean, dude, you have all of that right there. You can walk to the fights at MGM. I mean, everything is, and the ball and the baseball game, right? The baseball field. So everything is within close proximity. It's going to be absolutely incredible. You can literally go to a Raiders game and then go catch a Golden Knights game in the same day, and by walking there.
Dude, imagine if you had 2 games going at one time, or 3 games.
Dude, it's going to be wild.
The Golden Knights, you got the baseball going, and you got a football game going.
Well, think about it. I think, what is there, 80 games for baseball
I don't know.
each season?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that, York?
It's over 80.
Is it like 100 games?
Dude, it's like basketball, man.
Bro.
Shit.
Yeah, and then all of the events that are going to be happening at those stadiums, it's going to be badass. So I think that Las Vegas, I mean, it's just the next 10 years are going to be incredible, because I've been here for 10 years and I've watched, we didn't have any sports teams here.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything. And in 10 years, Golden Knights, Raiders, the WNBA, have the ball field. You have the Aviators in the Summerlin side. They're talking about an NBA expansion team, which would go on the north end of the Fountain Blue. That's where that arena would go. And they're talking about Major League Soccer. So think about that, dude. And we have the Silver Knights, which is in Green Valley.
Okay.
We have that arena there. So I mean, this is like sports haven, man. This is great.
Wow, this is like the sports capital.
It is
at this point.
I mean, think about it. They didn't think the Golden Knights were going to do that good. You can't even just to get into the game. I mean, you're $350, $400 for a cheap ticket.
That's true. But you know what? I love those games. Have you ever been to them?
Yeah, I've been to 2.
Yeah, I've been to probably 4 or 5, but
they're fun.
Dude, I don't watch hockey, but like once you understand it and once you're there live, it's like the best feeling ever. Like there's always something going. The only downfall is like that shit is moving so fast, that puck, like sometimes I'm like, dude, where is this thing? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right, so getting back to real estate. So you feel in the next 5-10 years, we have nothing but an upswing at this point?
Yes. Now, obviously, you're going to have your ebbs and flows of real estate and the market, you know, elections and all that other kind of stuff and interest rates. But I mean, if you're not flipping homes, if you're not in it for the short term, it shouldn't matter. If you're to be here for 5-10 years, it's going to be a great play in real estate. I think that as long as you can buy the house right, take advantage of the incentives on the buy side, put yourself in a good equity position, and ride it out, it's the right play.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to end the show because I got to get out of here. But you've been putting out a lot of great content, educational content.
Thank you.
Good job on that. All that stuff is on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay. How do I follow you on Instagram? What's the Instagram handler? Is that what it's called? Handler?
Yeah.
Or handle?
Super easy. J_Andron.
Okay.
That's it.
And if somebody wants to get into real estate, because we do have a coaching program, I think we haven't been pitching this for some time, and we do have a bunch of students across the country. We have an online course that we partnered up with Joey, and Joey's also the instructor of it. About 99% of the time.
Yeah. 99.9% of the time, I am
the instructor.
I am the instructor. But the course is great. We have our students, and I do a lot of Zoom calls with them, and I do a lot of one-on-one coaching with them. And really, the coaching program is to help you build your brand, identify your avatar, generate business, be self-sufficient so you're not depending on a team or somebody else to give you leads. It's actually helping you to build your real estate business and be successful.
And what's great about this, guys, it doesn't matter which state you are in. The platform that we have in place for you, right? It's literally step by step. I'm talking about how to find the right brokerage, how to negotiate your commissions. Should you go solo or should you even work with a team? What are the benefits? And if you don't have any money, how do you actually scale your business? I'm talking from 6 to 7 figures annually income. That's right. And all this for the price below. So click that link and see what the price is. Now, look, guys, you may look at this and say, look, it's very expensive. Yes, because here's the thing. If we cut the cost of our course, the problem is this. You pay for the fee. You probably go through a couple videos and then what?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
But the value is there. If you're willing to spend the money, what you're going to do is you're going to go through that whole course. You're going to make it happen, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, hey, give some discounts. Like, no, we ain't giving discounts because we know it works.
Yeah, and where the value is the accessibility to me.
Yes.
Right? That's where the value is. You know, the courses, the videos are going to get you started, right? But where the real value comes in is having that one-on-one time and being able to basically have a coach on your side who has 20 years experience in the business in order to put you on the right track. Because this business, I mean, there's so many different ways that you can actually approach this business. And if you don't approach it the right way from the get-go, you're going to waste a lot of time and a lot of money.
Yeah, you're going to be spreading yourself too thin regarding the marketing, right? Yeah. And this is where I go back. When you don't have any money, where do you start? And when you're making money, how do you scale? And when you have different marketing avenues to go down, you got to take a look at your marketing portfolio. And this is what I always talk about, is that when it comes to real estate, there's so many different avenues that you can have a niche and you can specifically target and market. You may be spending $20,000 here, but your returns are only 10%, when you can be spending $40,000 here, but your returns are now 25%. It's how you allocate your money. So we break everything down. We make it very simple for you. Not only that, with the coaching, it's accountability. And I think that's what a lot of people need out there, is the accountability. And that's the reason why you have those Zoom call meetings.
Yeah, because accountability, if you don't have somebody there on your side actually pushing you and holding you accountable to do the proper tasks each day. I mean, most people are getting into real estate and they're like, hey, I'm going to be my own boss. I'm going to create my own schedule. Then you find out, you wake up and you're like, what do I do today?
Exactly.
You know, like, what should I do? Should I make phone calls? Should I door knock? And you waste so much time because you want to do everything, but you do nothing at the end of the day.
Yes.
Right. So we put a plan in place. Yeah, it's great, man. I actually love coaching. So I love to watch people's success.
Well, that's why you're on it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm going to have a link in the description below. And that's pretty much it for this video. I want to make sure that you guys follow Joey, my man here. He's my top agent. He's been with me to the beginning. He crushes it. So, again, I'll have a link in the description below. Other than that, until next time, I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next week, Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Peace. All right, good.